I'm back. So for a wrap up for the year, I'm going to do my best and worst of each month. I posted a TikTok about it, but I'm going to explain it a little bit. So January, my best was The Wrong Bride by Katharina Mora. I love this book. I didn't read that many books. Here, I have it. On my laptop. Boop, boop, boop. I've read so many books this year, and I'm still reading more. Okay. I read 6 books. So this was the best. I was rereading Katharina Moore's series, The Windsors, and The Wrong Bride was the best. The worst, I'd say, was The Right Move by Liz Tomford. I actually want to keep reading that series. I had started the year with the Mile High Club, or with Mile High, and I just didn't love The Right Move. And then, so next up, oh my goodness, I'm not organized. Next up is, I'm blind, I don't have my glasses on right now, is Damaged Goods by Damaged Goods by L.J. Shen for February. I read that book and it like wrecked me. In a good way, though. I don't read many books that wrecked me and I liked. I think there's one more this year. This year was the year of different books that make me cry in different ways. Okay, so that was amazing. And the worst was Breathless in Love. But really, it wasn't the worst. It was just the one I liked the least. That's how I'm going to phrase it for this video. It was a good book, and I've read it before, but it was a reread, and let me pull up my other, can I pull up? Oh my goodness. I'm not good with notes. I'm really not good with notes at all. Okay, yeah, I use Notes app. So February, I read Broken Vows by Katharina Moore, Breathless in Love. I read like the Mother series, Mother Faker, Mother Maker, Mother Pecker, and Mother Hater. I read Damaged Goods, Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young, Long Shot, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, Sparks. Like I read a lot. And so Breathless in Love was just not the best. Like I said, it was a reread, which sometimes goes really well or not that great. This time it was not that great. What else is there? So then March, The Kiss Quotient was the best. And I don't know if it was the best or it left the biggest impression on me, but I'm counting it as the best. Maybe because it left the biggest impression on me. I read a good amount in March. And a bunch were rereads, and technically a reread could have been the best. Like, I read The Deal again. I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me again. I read Love and Other Words again, but that was the best, was The Kiss Quotient. The worst was Love Redesigned. I liked that book. That's by Lauren Asher. Honestly, Lauren Asher's, I've read the Dirty Air series, oh my goodness, I'm blanking. The Dreamland Billionaire series. Those books were amazing. And this just wasn't amazing. It was still good. It just wasn't amazing. And so that's why it's the worst. For April, I read The True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren. Oh my goodness. Thank God I read that. I read the Soulmate Equation in another month. So that's why. Otherwise, they'd be fighting. But The True Love Experiment was so amazing. Oh my goodness. I love just like, when you think about it. Oh, it was so good. Oh my goodness. I remember reading it and not being able to put it down. And then the worst was The Sweetest Thing by Jill Chavez. That's the same thing. It's not the worst. It's the one I liked. Like, when you look at my list of books, like, let me pull up April's. It's The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, The X Talk by Lynn Solomon, The True Love Experiment, Behind the Net, and The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh, the King of Sin series. Oh no, that was not it. But like those books, yeah. And even I read other Joel Chalvis books. Not the best, but they were still really good. I got them at my library and they were still really good. Just, yeah. Okay, so May came and it was Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. I'm sorry, my camera's so shaky. I'm like exhausted and I've been doing laundry all day. It's Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren. Again, Christina Lauren. Ah, my goodness. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. So amazing. I remember that book. I remember reading it being like, I love her. I love Christina Lauren. There's two of them. I keep forgetting. I always forget. Christina Lauren, it's two people, two authors. I always forget that. I'm always like, she, they. Whoops. And then the worst book is Enemies by Tihan. I have read that book before and I love that book. But I think that's the reason I chose it as the worst. I read so much. I read Elsie Silver. Oh, wait, no. This is May. I'm so sorry. I read Anna Huang. I read Booked on a Feeling by J.C. Lee. A great book. Oh, sorry, my hands. I read, what else did I read? I read like a good amount of fabulous books. So it was the least best. Honestly. I would not have been able to put any others. For June, I read The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. Fabulous. Like the ultimate enemies to lovers. Like honestly, I don't think anything could be better. The worst was The Dixon Wall. That would be the worst. I can't say that's the least best or the one I like the least now. I almost DNF'd it. The only reason I didn't is because it's Al Kennedy. And I rated it 3 stars because it's Al Kennedy and because it was good in the beginning. You should try it. The Graham Effect by her. That's the first one in the series. Great book. Loved it. So I would try it, but it was just my least favorite. It was the worst of the month. In July, Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow was amazing. I read it. No, I mean, what? Yeah. I read it on the first day of July. Yeah, that was amazing. I read it in a matter of hours. Like, I went on a road trip and I read it in the car in a matter of hours. Like, and then Love Unwritten was my least favorite. It was the second book in I forget the name of the series, but in the Love Redesign series. Just not top tier like Christina, like Lauren Asher's other books, but still really good compared to other books. So August comes and Fall With Me by Becca Mack is the best book. Again, August was a busy month for books. But it was so good. It was so good. Oh my goodness, I can't take it. It was amazing. I love Becca Mack. That's the last book in the series, and I just got the series for Christmas. Fabulous book. Sorry guys, I had to pause my video because my timer went off. Anyway, Becca Mack, Fall With Me. Brilliant author. Brilliant book, brilliant series. And yeah, so the worst book was Felix Ever After by who wrote Felix Ever After? I read it for school. That's why. It was still a good book. Hasten Calendar. It was still a great book. It was just the worst. Because I picked my books so specifically. And it was a book for school. So, like, when is a book for school ever, like, the best? Or good? It was a very well-written book. And it had a great story. I, like, even wrote a review on it. I wouldn't have taken it. If I didn't take it seriously, I would not have written a review on it. So then September came and I was at school, and Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman was devoured by me. I read it in one night. I sat down in bed and I opened the book and I finished it. Like 2 hours later. Amazing. That book broke me. But it was so amazing. Oh my goodness. And I thought I was not gonna like it. Search up the trigger warnings. Because I don't want anyone to be triggered, but like, It was a fabulous book. It really was. Like, and I'm sorry if anyone doesn't like it and does not like me for reading that book, but it was recommended. I saw it. Larissa on TikTok and YouTube read it, and she talked about it in two videos. The first one she recommended it, the second one she didn't, but I read it in between watching those two. That's why. So look up the trigger warnings. I loved it. It broke me in a good way. Again. That's the last one. Okay. And then, so, the worst book was The Pussy Next Door by Amy Ward. I love her series. I don't know what the series is called, but it's The Cock Down the Block. Because the girl, it's all, like, their animals. The girl has, like, chickens and roosters. The second book is The Wiener Across the Way, because she has a wiener dog. The third book is The Pussy Next Door, because she has a kitty. And then the fourth book I haven't read is The Anaconda Downstairs, because she has, like, a snake. So that, The Pussy Next Door was my least favorite. Like, literally least favorite. It was a great book, and I love Amy Ward, and I am gonna read the fourth book. I just haven't gotten to it, because I've been like, oh my gosh, my TBR is so big. It's so big. And so I got distracted. Then October, I had read some really great books, like, in the fall. They were really great. So, Giving Me Butterflies, who's the author of that, was my favorite. I don't even know where I am. Holy crap. Who wrote that? I can't even find it on my list. What the heck? Oh, so I'm editing, and I'm so sorry for touching my eye so much. My eyelash is gonna be trouble, but like, as I'm editing, I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this with the whole video? So please ignore it, and please ignore me looking around. I don't look at the camera, like the little thing of the camera, all the time, so that's why. As I'm touching my eye again, this is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. Please ignore it. Katie Michelle, fabulous. It gave me butterflies, the book. Like, truly fabulous, and it did. I have to look up, I think you have to look up the trigger warning. Let me look it up on Goodreads real quick. I don't wanna, because it almost triggered me. It was very close, because I want to be a teacher. So if I'm thinking of the right book, it might trigger you for different reasons. Oh my goodness, I'm typing with one finger. Me butterflies. I'm not good at it. Okay. Like 99% sure. Yeah. So look up trigger warnings. But she's a teacher, and I loved reading about a teacher. The worst was Carmilla. I read it for book club. That's why. Did not like it at all. Like, literally at all. And I'm not offending the author, because the author's dead. Hopefully. So I don't offend it. No, it is. I don't know who the author is, but the author is deceased. Just not good. Not good. I wouldn't recommend it either. It's more of a classic. If you like Dracula, read it. And I'm sorry if I'm, like, making you feel bad about liking it, or about liking Dracula. It's just not my taste. November, Betrothal. Oh my goodness. Betrothal or Breakaway by Leah Bronner was my favorite. I actually really want to read more of her books. So that is also my TBR. Getting books added to it. You're witnessing it. And then Savage Lover by Sophie Lark was my least favorite. Honestly, I read the Stolen Heir series. No, that's not it. It's the Brutal Prince series. I forget the Brutal Birthright series. And I read the Kingmakers. Those series, there was, like, books that I loved, and books that got, like, 4 stars, and books that got, like, 3 stars. Like, I didn't DNF any of them, because I loved the series. But, yeah. So those are definitely dark romance. Others might have been. I don't think any other that I mentioned on this list. Maybe Damaged Goods by Audrey Sean, but that's it. But Betrothed, no. Savage Lover, which is not my favorite. Stolen Air was, like, just read the series. I would recommend the series. Just, that's why. It was just, yeah, not the best. And that's why. It was, like, one of the, my only 3 stars of the month. And so that's why. And then for December, A Very Merry Bromance was my favorite. I talked about it in one of my other videos, my holiday video. I think that was my last video. These two I both did because December I was really just reading holiday books. So A Very Merry Bromance was my favorite. I loved it. I also really liked the 12 Dates of Christmas. But A Very Merry Bromance, it's really, was the cherry on top for this month. Like I said, I'm trying to read other books, and I'm listening to audiobooks, but for all of these, I did fit, books I actually read and not listened to. And A Very Merry Bromance was just so amazing. I don't want to talk too much about it, because I already talked about it, so go watch my other video. I forget what it's called, but I talk about reading. I just read holiday romances for December leading up to Christmas. I didn't read that many, but you'll see. And then my least favorite was Wreck the Halls. I DNF'd it. I DNF'd one or two other books this year. One other during December, and then I think another during the year. And that was it. But it just wasn't that good. I love Tessa Bailey, but I think that's why I'm counting it as my worst, because even though the 12 Dates of Christmas and Meet Me Under the Mistletoe, which is the other book I DNF'd, even though they're the same author, I love Tessa Bailey. So it, deeply upset me that I DNF'd it, but I could, that just goes to show you that I had to DNF it, and I feel like that makes it the worst. Oh, I hate calling books, the worst. But especially a Tessa Bailey book, and besides Carmilla, that was the only book that I was I wouldn't even recommend. But read Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey, because people have different views. So, and honestly, I went into my holiday reads very I didn't know anything about them besides the author and the name. So that's it. So that's everything. That's my wrap up for the end of the year. I don't know if I'm gonna post again before the new year. If not, Happy New Year. If I am, I look like a fool saying Happy New Year, but we'll see. I might do a bookshelf tour, because I'm planning on going to Barnes & Noble next week to get a few books. But that's it. So I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.